Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Today we're going to be setting up green circuit production. But before I get into that, I just want to go over a few things. Since the last episode, I completed some of the pathway here, and that pathway has crossed over this part of this stone resource patch. So what I did is I put a few mining drills on there so that we can clean that off of the walkway first. And I'm just turning it into stone brick, as you can see. Right, so I'll have to manually feed these furnaces with coal, but that's not a big problem. I'll just collect a few stacks, load those in there, and then they're being inserted into these boxes. And then that'll give me plenty of stone brick that I can use to extend my pathway to where I need it, such as down in this direction. Okay, so I'll continue to expand the pathway as we grow the base. Whoops. And then let's get rid of that copper ore. We don't need any. I'll grab a few copper plates while I'm here. Okay. The other thing I talked about previously is putting an alarm on our coal buffer so that when we start to run low on coal, we get some warning so that we can hopefully find another fuel source before we completely run out. But actually I had, I think, an even better idea. So what I'm going to do is I made one of these programmable speakers. All right, I'm going to put that right there. And here's a feature that maybe not a lot of people know about. First, I made some red wire. Okay, these red wire and green wire are what you use for circuits. And I'm going to connect it to one of these mining drills, and then I'm going to connect that to this pole here. Now, if I click on the mining drill, you'll see that I've got this, this box with some information and options. So, the mode of operation, you have two choices: enable, disable, and read resources. In this case, I want to read resources because what I want to do is connect to this mining drill and monitor how much coal is left in this patch. And then the resource read mode, you can either read what is under that particular drill, or you can read what's in the entire ore patch. So I'm going to select entire ore patch. Okay, and now if I hover over this pole where that wire is connected, I can see that it's 342K. So that's how much coal we have in this patch, 342K. I'm not sure exactly what we started with, but we've got 342K. All right, and then I can send that information to my programmable speaker. And this is where we can set up an alert. Okay, so I'm going to turn on global playback. And what this does is if you have global playback, you'll be able to hear it no matter where you are. If this isn't checked, then you have to be close to the speaker in order to hear it. And I'm also going to click on show alert so that I'll get a little flashing alert on the screen when it goes off. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this that when coal is less than, I don't know, let's say 100,000. 100,000. When coal is less than 100K, I'm going to hear this alarm. All right, so that's the alarm. And there are several different sounds you can choose from. I'll just skip the default alarm. And then this is what you can have your alert say. So I'll have it show a coal icon, and we'll just say coal is running low, exclamation point. Okay. And that's it. And then I press E to close the window. Okay. So now when this coal patch starts to run low, I'll get a notification there. Okay, and you can see that when I hover over this mining drill, you can see that the whole patch gets highlighted because that's what it's monitoring. All right, so that's a way that we can be notified when our fuel source starts to run a little bit low. Now, once we get into oil, we'll be able to use that to generate more fuel as well. So hopefully by then it won't be as much of a concern, but we do have that ability. I'm going to grab some more iron plate. Let's extend our path here so we can continue building. Okay, and so the next task is going to be to make green circuits in mass quantities, because we need a lot of them. So I'm going to clear a few trees here. I'm going to keep the wood so that I have some wood on hand to make more power poles. And I'm also going to craft some more of those medium power poles. Okay, so I think before we said, what are we doing? 2 and 2 is our spacing. All right, so we'll leave a space of 2, space of 2. All right, so that's where our first machine is going to go. Okay, so for green circuits, we need, pardon me, we need 1 iron plate to 3 copper cables. All right, and the copper cables are produced in pairs. So that means we essentially need 1.5 machines making copper cables for every 1 machine making electronic circuits. Now, we don't have any half machines, but if we multiply that ratio by 2, we get a ratio of 3 to 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so that we have 3 machines making copper cables feeding into 2 machines making green circuits. Okay, and this is a very common setup that you'll see a lot of players do. All right, so then we'll set our 2 up like that, leave a space in between. Okay, and then we'll bring a line of copper up this way. And using our blue inserters, we'll do this. Okay, so now you can see that this machine, all of the output of this machine is going to go into this one, and half of the output of this machine will go into that one. So that's our 1.5, and same over here. Whoa. Where did they come from? They came from over there. Okay. So we'll have to go clear that base out at some point. In the meantime, I will stick a turret over here and give it lots of ammo. Let's make it 2. There we go. Okay. And actually, well, we'll power it when we're done here. Now over here, we need iron plate. Okay, so we're going to need a belt carrying iron. And then we're going to need another belt taking the circuits out. Okay, so we can have some inserters going in like that for the iron, and then we can put some long inserters going out like that with the green circuits. That would be one way to do it. Now the way that I often set it up is that I like to have 2 belts coming out with the green circuits. And then what I'll do is I'll output onto the sides, onto a belt. And let me extend this. And then what I'll do is that output belt will come down like that. Okay, and this will make more sense once I show you how we're going to do both sides. Okay, so the circuits will come out here and then they'll get distributed onto these 2 belts, and same with down there. And then in this case, what I have to do is I have to use some underground belts for the iron. Let's make more underground belts. All right, so the iron goes up like that. And then if I use a large pole, let's see. If I put the outputs there, and no, I'm gonna have to use, I think I'm gonna have to use small poles. Yeah. All right, so we'll just use small power poles like that. Okay, and then we'll throw in a light. So let's hook this up and see how it runs. Okay, so this is going to be our line of copper. And then we're going to have iron over here. As soon as I get these splitters made, I'll just hand feed some iron in the meantime so I get a few circuits. And then I can just press the F key and soak those up. It'll be great having some circuits again. All right, so that goes there. Okay, so now I have the iron coming in. There we go. Okay, so now if I hit Control C and I copy all of this, let's see. Okay, yeah, so we have to leave a space in between each set so that we have enough room to do our output here. All right, and then we'll do the power poles. I don't need that one. Let me see here. Let's put that one there. There, and that's a more efficient use of poles. Put the light. And I'll put these in the middle because, whoops, those should be blue ones. I'll put those in the middle instead of there, so that's more symmetrical. There. Okay, so this is our basic circuit setup. And now we can get lots and lots of green circuits whenever we need them, which is quite a lot. And in fact, the other thing I'm going to do here is, let's see. Yeah, I'll put that right there. I'm going to start loading a few stacks into a chest. Okay, and then we are going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I'll need another line of iron over here. Let me grab some more iron plate. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to mirror this layout. And then shift right click, shift left click to copy the recipes. We'll copy the power pole placement. Actually, this one could go there. I like that better. So let's tweak that a little bit. There we go. And then the other power poles go there and there. And the lights are going here on the inside. Let's craft some more lights. There. And then we have another line of copper, of course. Let me grab a couple grenades. Clear out those trees quickly. There. And then we just put in our inserters. Okay, and then the output, like that. Okay, and then you'll see that up here it'll start to load both sides of the belt. I forgot a splitter. Need one right there. There we go. Now it's loading both sides of the belt. Okay, so this is our basic circuit setup. I know maybe it doesn't look very basic. It looks a little bit complicated with all these belts and stuff, but the basic part is the 3:2 ratio that you see there. There are other ways to lay this out, of course, but this is how I like to do it because then I get 2 full belts of green circuits coming out. We do use a lot of green circuits in the game, so that's why I like to do that. And then from here, we can Control C again, and I'll copy this whole thing. All right, and then we can paste that down another time. All right, and then just go around and build on top of the blueprint. Now, if we had bots, this would be great because the construction bots would be able to do this for us, but we don't have bots yet. So in the meantime, we'll just have to do it this way. I'll delete some of these extra belts that are not needed right now. Okay, and then the power. Oops. There we go. The lights. Oh, we need more power there. All right, and the belts. Okay. Almost done. And I forgot some inserters down here. That's embarrassing. There we go. Okay, so now I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 machines making green circuits. I think I said at the beginning that we needed 15 just to make the science packs. Keeping in mind one of those 15 is right there. But in this case, I've got one extra, and later on, I'm sure we'll want to expand this even further. But again, it's just a simple matter of copy pasting this design as far down as you want it to go. Okay, I'm going to throw another turret up here at the top to protect us from baddies. What we got in there? 200 each. I'll take a few of those out. Okay, let's go see how our grenade production is going, because I would like to destroy more trees. All right, and I've got 200 of them. That's great. I'll put that one in there. Gears, I could use a few stacks. And pipes, I think we're okay for now. Now let's check our power, since we just expanded a lot. We're doing absolutely fine on power. No need to expand power right now. Yeah, so next task then is to put our steel and our green circuits onto the bus. Now you'll notice that these grenades take 2 hits to destroy trees. There is a grenade damage research that you can do. Once you get the 3rd level done, then you can one-shot trees. Okay, and we need to choose some more research. So, what do we want to do next? We can do research speed 2, plastics, sulfur. We're going to need all this stuff eventually. I'll start researching trains. Now there's several research steps to getting all the train stuff done. So you start with railway. That gives you the ability to make the rail and the train engines and cargo wagons. But then you also need automated rail transportation so that you can make train stops to automate your schedules. You need rail signals, and you need fluid wagons if you want to move things like oil, petroleum, and so on by train. So there's 4 research steps to get all the train technology unlocked. And then after that, there is a research to improve your braking speed. I think that'll unlock later. Let's see. There we go. Braking force. That allows your trains to slow down more quickly, which essentially means that they can run longer at high speed. So it essentially speeds up your train, even though you're talking about slowing down more quickly, right? If you can slow down faster, then you can wait longer before you have to hit the brakes. Okay, so let's do flammables. I'll just do these in order. Stronger explosives. This is the grenade damage upgrade that I was talking about. The other upgrades require military science packs, which we're not doing yet. So actually I'll just hold off on that until we can do the other ones. We'll do gates. And the next one would be sulfur. All right, so our queue is full again. I got a bunch of circuits and stuff. Yeah, so let's put this stuff on the bus. Let's start with the steel because that one is still pending. Now, this is going to be 4 lanes of iron, 4 lanes of copper. And then here, I'm going to do You know, it's always in groups of 4 lanes with 2 spaces in between. So let's plan this out. So here, I think I'll do steel. We're going to need stone. We're going to need coal. Actually, let's do coal down here. And we're also going to need stone brick on the bus. So we'll do stone brick there. Okay, so that's how I'm going to set that up. And then down here, I'll have 2 lanes of green circuits, and then we'll have red circuits and blue circuits, which we're not making yet. Okay, so that's how this is going to be mapped out. So let's start by getting steel brought down. Oops. Here we go. All right. And that puts steel on the bus. Let's repair that. I blew that up with my grenades. We'll throw some belts down here for the stone brick and coal. One, two. And then this will be for our green circuits. We don't need to take that all the way back since it comes out just here. Let me craft some more of those. I need iron plates. I'll just steal it from this belt. Oh, it looks like I need more belts. Okay, there's 1,000 belts. Okay, now I have a bit of a problem here. So there, I'm just going to have to interfere in this space a little bit. I don't have much choice. And that means I have to interfere in the other space as well, doesn't it? Yeah, well, there's not much I can do about that. Okay, and then that should go down there, actually. Okay, great. Now I've got 2 beautiful bright green belts full of circuits. Let's go grab lots and lots of iron plate. There, that should do for a while. What's going on here? Huh. What happened there is this inserter had a piece of coal that it was holding on to. It couldn't put it in here because it already had 50 pieces of coal inside of it. And so it was just holding on to it. And once an inserter picks something up, it can't drop it until it has a place to let it go. So that's why this thing wasn't producing anything. I think the reason that happened is because you can see it's got 50 coal in there. I probably dropped some extra coal in it manually while it was in the process of adding coal, and I think that's how it got stuck. All right, so that was my fault that happened. Okay, we can also run, well, we can run, we'll need to run coal onto the bus, and, oh, I shouldn't have extended those belts. Stone and stone brick are next. Okay, so let's take care of stone and stone brick. All right, so I'm going to make some mining drills. I'm going to turn this off. My inventory is full. Okay, let's get rid of some of this coal. Okay. Right, so this is a good time to expand the path. Get rid of some of the stone brick that I'm holding. Now I want to make sure I get lined up properly here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press M to go to map view. I'll hold it here. I'll press the down arrow. And then I'm going to hold down shift. And I'm just going to ghost some stone brick there. So that way I know that I'm properly aligned with where I want to go up to the north here. Okay, and then we can expand the path this way as well. And we'll just plan to fit the entire bus in this space here. It should be enough room. We're going to have more items to add at some point, but I think we'll be fine with that much space. Okay. Can I pick this up now? Not all of it? Nope. Okay. So let's put an iron chest here, somewhat out of the way, and we'll just deposit stone brick in there. Okay, so next time I need stone brick, I know where to go. And then I'm going to pick up these power poles. Okay. So I'm just going to finish placing mining drills on this patch of stone. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a stone brick smelting line. Okay. Okay, so this is going to give me stone and coal, right? So we'll have to do some filtering there. And it might get backed up, but that's okay, we'll deal with it. I need more of those wooden power poles. Okay, let's put one there. One there, one there. There. Okay. And then what I'm going to do over here is filter out coal. So I'm going to put output priority on the right side, and I'm going to tell it to filter coal. All right, so only coal will come out here, and when it does, I'll just send it over there with the rest of the coal. Okay, and then the stone will come out on this side. Now eventually what will happen is this coal is going to get backed up here, and then the splitter is not going to work anymore. You know, that's the way it goes. But there's, you know, there's thousands and thousands of coal that these drills are going to pick up. So we'll just leave it like this, and when it runs, it runs. When it doesn't, it doesn't. And, you know, we'll deal with it. The other thing that we can do is we can get this to go onto both sides of the belt, right? Because right now it's all coming out on one side. If we wanted it to go to both sides, we can do something like that. Right? So it splits it in half. It splits the output of this in half. Half of it goes on one side, half of it goes on the other side. So that's a way where if you have something that's always coming out on one side of the belt, you can force it to distribute across two sides of a belt instead, if you want to do that. Okay, so let's bring our stone down. All right. Yep, so this will be our line of coal. Now actually let me delete that for the moment. Now for stone brick, where is it? Here we go. You can see that stone brick takes 2 pieces of stone for every 1 brick. Okay, so with the plates, it takes 1 piece of ore to make 1 plate. So since stone takes 2 pieces of stone to make 1 plate, we only need half as many furnaces to consume a full yellow belt of stone. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to copy this, but I'm only going to take 24 furnaces instead of the full belt, which would be 48. Okay, and then we'll use that for our stone brick. 1, 2. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and complete this coal line, even with the splitters and the undergrounds, even though I'm not using them yet. This way I won't have to do that later. It'll already be set up properly. And in this case, this is actually, I think, going to be the end of the line, so I'll just connect it directly like that. I don't need to split it anymore at this point. All right, and then I'll go over here, and I'll just place these poles going all the way up so that I get a power line running down. I don't need these at the end of every line since these all connect. There. Okay, and it looks like our research queue is done. Okay, and let's get this going so we can get some light here. And after you've done this a few times, you'll get to where you can do this pretty quickly. There. Okay, let's pick our next research. Let's do lab research speed 2. Let's do plastics. Let's do explosives. Batteries. Let's do cliff explosives. No, we don't really need cliff explosives because I don't have cliffs. All right, let's just do some more of these. Solar, concrete. These require more science packs, and then we'll do stronger explosives. Okay, so just keeping the research going. Okay, so now we have stone brick. And then what we can do is a little trick here. what I want to do is I want to get the stone off of these belts, because I need raw stone as well. Right, so there's a little trick you can do. Actually, let me turn this around. Okay, yeah, let me explain this in more detail. So you take an underground belt. If you side load onto an underground belt, the side that goes into this hood here will not pass through. Only the side that's on the belt end will pass through. Okay, so if you put an underground belt and then you press R to reverse the direction, you can extract one side of a belt. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Same on this side. Put it on there, press R so that it comes out instead of goes in. There. So now my stone will get used to make brick, and then whatever is left over will come out onto that belt. However, actually I changed my mind about that, because I don't necessarily want stone brick always being prioritized. Okay, so I'm going to do this differently. I'll split it so that way half of the stone goes to brick and half of the stone will pass through and carry on to the main bus. Okay, and then if stone brick gets backed up like it's starting to do now, then at that point 100% of the stone will pass through. Okay. All right, so let's put another turret. Put half a stack in there so we protect that. Okay. I can see that one thing I need to do is get another radar in that top corner because I can't see it. So let's make another radar. If you hold a radar in your hand and run around with it like I'm doing now, you can see in your mini map, you can see the range of the radar that you're carrying. So what I want is I want that big blue square to cover the entire area, right? So I'll just move it over just until the blue squares are touching. And that's where I'm going to put this radar. We'll put it right there. Okay, and then obviously I'll have to get power brought over to it. We'll probably relocate those power poles at some point. And I'll stick a turret next to it to protect it. Okay, and now we've got perfect visibility of the entire base from map view. And I think we'll need to go and take out some biter bases again soon. We can make heavy armor now, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to remove my light armor. The heavy armor obviously gives us some more protection, which is important, especially when we're blowing up biter bases. And I need to make more ammunition. I'm not making ammunition right now. Not sure why I turned that off. I'll just use a wooden chest. Actually, let's use a blue machine. That's going to run faster. I think one inserter on it will be fine. We'll do one fast and one slow. Okay, and I'll make we'll make 4 stacks at a time. The other research I want to do as soon as we can is this one, inserter capacity bonus. What this does, this mainly works on stack inserters, which we haven't researched yet. Stack inserters can pick up multiple items at a time. And then you get this inserter capacity bonus, which increases how many pieces the stack inserters can pick up with each swing. At the beginning, I think it's 1, or I'm sorry, I think it could pick up 3 at a time at the beginning, and then each level that you research adds 1 more to it. Now, once you get to inserter capacity bonus 2, it also increases the capacity of regular inserters and allows them to pick up 2 at a time, which makes a big difference. Okay, so I'm going to start, actually before we even do explosives, I'm doing plastic now. I think I'm going to start moving towards the inserter bonus, because that'll be good to have. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this episode. I think between now and the next episode, I'm going to go and take out some more of the biter bases that I can see. Right, we haven't been getting any attacks because there's no pollution touching them yet, but eventually the pollution will reach that base, it'll reach that one, and then we'll start getting more attacks, which are kind of annoying. So I'll be proactive and take those bases out before they start coming after us. Until then, if you have any questions or comments, let me know, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.